Peace and grace to you, beloved child of God. There are moments in life when you meet someone and something inside you knows this isn't random. This isn't coincidence. This isn't just another person passing by. This is destiny. This is a God-ordained connection. And the truth is, not everyone is meant to walk with you forever. But there will be one, or maybe just a few, who are divine assignments, people placed in your life by the hand of God Himself. And when you recognize them, when you discern them, you cannot take that lightly. Too many of us let go of what heaven has placed in our hands because of fear, pride, impatience, or confusion. We push away what we should hold on to. We abandon what we should fight for. And then we wonder why our hearts feel empty. But hear me, when God shows you that a person is your mission, when He reveals that they are your destiny, you don't run, you don't shrink back, you don't let the noise of this world or the pain of your past rob you of what's eternal. You stand firm, you love with endurance, you remain faithful. In this teaching, I'm going to walk you through 7 powerful truths that will shift the way you see relationships, love, and destiny. These are not motivational cliches. These are not surface-level pep talks. This is deep, raw, scripture-rooted revelation that will bring clarity to your soul. You've ever wrestled with knowing whether to hold on or to let go? If you've ever wondered if the person in your life is just temporary or if they are divine destiny, then stay with me until the end, because by the time we're done, you're going to know how to recognize destiny, how to honor it, and how to never let it slip from your hands. And before we dive in, let me ask you, if you're hungry for clarity, if you want to keep receiving real, unfiltered wisdom about relationships, love, personal growth, and healing, make sure you subscribe right now. Join this community, because every week I pour out messages like this, rooted in truth and designed to make you stronger, clearer, and more unshakable in your walk with God and in your relationships. Now let's go deeper. Let's get into the revelation. Number 1, destiny is always bigger than comfort. When God connects you with a person who is truly your assignment, it will not always feel easy. It will not always fit your plans, your timing, or your convenience. Destiny stretches you. It calls you into maturity. It forces you to confront parts of yourself you would rather ignore, and that is why so many people let go of the very person they were called to hold on to, because destiny will demand growth. Think about it. When Adam first saw Eve, he didn't see just another person. He saw bone of his bone and flesh of his flesh. That was not convenience. That was covenant. And covenant is always bigger than comfort. When you recognize that someone is tied to your purpose, you stop asking, what do I get out of this? And you start asking, what has God entrusted me to give? Many of you want destiny without responsibility, love without sacrifice, connection without cost. But that is not how God works. If someone is truly your destiny, they will draw out the best and the hardest parts of you. They will push you to grow, to heal, to shed old mindsets. They will challenge your pride, your fear, your insecurities. They will expose what is weak in you so that it can be made strong. Destiny is not about finding someone who makes your life easier. It is about finding someone who makes your soul stronger. It is about sharpening each other like iron sharpens iron. It is about building something that will outlive you both. So if you are with someone who challenges you, who calls you higher, who refuses to let you settle, do not run from that. Do not resent it. That is destiny at work. You may feel uncomfortable at times. You may even feel like walking away. But remember, comfort is temporary. Destiny is eternal. And when God joins 2 people for purpose, He is not looking at how easy it feels. He is looking at how powerful it becomes. So if this person stretches you, if they ignite growth, if they draw you into God's will in ways you never imagined, then understand, this is not a mistake. This is not random. This is destiny, and you must not let go. Number 2, destiny is revealed through consistency, not intensity. Anyone can show up with passion for a moment. Anyone can impress you with words, promises, and gestures. But time is the true test of what is real when someone is truly your destiny. They will not just burn bright for a season and then fade away. They will remain when the excitement dies down. They will stay steady when the emotions fluctuate. Think about how God reveals himself to us. He is the same yesterday, today, and forever. He does not shift with moods. He does not disappear when it gets hard. If a relationship is from him, it will carry the same pattern of consistency, because love is not just fire, it is endurance, it is faithfulness. It is the willingness to show up day after day. Too many people walk away from destiny because they confuse intensity for depth. They think passion alone means purpose, but passion without consistency is just noise. Consistency proves the heart. It proves character. It proves that the bond is more than just emotion. It is rooted in something eternal. If someone is your destiny, you will see it in how they remain through storms. You will see it in how they do not run when things get messy. You will see it in how they choose you not once, not twice, but daily. When it costs them something, when it stretches them, when it demands loyalty. And here is the truth. You need someone who does not just love you when it is easy, but who chooses to love when it is costly. You need someone who does not just say the right things, but proves it with steady action over time. Destiny is not built in one emotional moment. It is proven in 1,000 small choices over a lifetime. So when you look at the person God has placed in your life, do not be distracted by how exciting it feels today. Ask yourself, can they endure? Can they remain? Can they walk with me through fire and not give up? If the answer is yes, then this is not just chemistry. This is covenant. This is destiny, and you must not let go. Number 3, destiny is proven in how you both handle brokenness. No one comes into a relationship perfect. No one enters without scars, mistakes, or wounds. When God sends you someone who is truly tied to your purpose, it does not mean they will never hurt, never struggle, never fall. It means they will not let brokenness be the end of the story. They will choose healing. They will choose growth. They will choose to rise again and keep building. The word says that love covers a multitude of sins. It does not mean love ignores sin. It means love does not abandon when sin is exposed, when someone is your destiny. They do not run at the first sign of weakness. They do not weaponize your flaws against you. They do not use your failures as excuses to exit. Instead, they walk with you through it. They stand in the gap. They pray, they forgive, they rebuild. Too many people let go of destiny because they see cracks and think it means collapse. But covenant was never about perfection. It was about redemption. Think about Christ and his bride. The church, we fail, we stumble, we wander. Yet he does not let go. He restores, he redeems. He brings beauty from ashes. And if love is to mirror his love, then destiny requires the same posture. This does not mean you tolerate abuse or stay in something toxic. God never calls you to bondage, but it does mean that real love will confront brokenness with grace, with truth, and with the power to rebuild if the person God gave you is willing to own their flaws, willing to heal, willing to growth. And that is not weakness. That is strength. That is evidence of destiny, because destiny is not about finding someone flawless. It is about finding someone faithful. It is about finding someone who does not let brokenness break the bond. It is about finding someone who sees your scars and says, I am not leaving. I'm staying until healing comes. So if the one beside you refuses to let brokenness define you both, if they choose restoration over abandonment, if they believe in redemption more than escape, understand this is not just love. This is covenant. This is destiny, and you must not let go. Number 4, destiny will always align with purpose, not just preference. When God joins you to someone, it is not only about how they make you feel, it is about how they push you toward the calling on your life. Feelings are fragile. They rise and fall like waves, but purpose is eternal. If this person is truly your destiny, you will notice that being connected to them awakens something deeper in you. It calls you into your God-given assignment. It pulls out the gifts that were lying dormant inside you. Many people settle for preference, choosing based on looks, charm, financial status, or temporary excitement. But preference can deceive you. Preference fades when storms hit. Preference crumbles under pressure. Destiny, on the other hand, strengthens under pressure because it was never built on shallow ground. It was built on alignment with God's plan. Look at how God brought Ruth and Boaz together. It was not by preference, it was by purpose. Ruth had loyalty, Boaz had covering. Together their union birthed a lineage that led to David and ultimately to Christ. That is destiny, not convenience. Not temporary attraction, but divine alignment with God's larger story. When you are with the one tied to your destiny, your vision expands, your discipline sharpens, your faith deepens. You begin to dream bigger, pray bolder, and walk with greater courage. You see your future not as individual survival, but as kingdom impact. And that is why the enemy fights destiny connections so hard, because two people in alignment with God's purpose are unstoppable. If the person in your life encourages your walk with God, pushes you to grow, refuses to let you quit on your calling, recognize that this is more than emotion. This is eternal alignment. But if someone pulls you away from your purpose, drains your energy, and tempts you to compromise what God has placed inside you, then that is not destiny, that is distraction. So ask yourself, does this relationship fuel your purpose or weaken it? Does it bring you closer to God or further away? Does it sharpen your vision or blur it? If it aligns with the call on your life, then do not let it go. This is destiny. Number 5, destiny requires sacrifice, not selfishness. Every covenant in Scripture was sealed with sacrifice. Nothing lasting was ever built on convenience alone. If someone is truly tied to your destiny, you will have to give up pieces of your pride, your comfort, and even your old patterns to protect and nurture what God has given you. Love that costs nothing is cheap. But love that costs you something proves its value. Abraham was tested when God asked him to lay Isaac on the altar. That was not about losing his son. It was about proving his heart. In the same way, God will test how much you are willing to surrender for the sake of the person he has joined to your life. Will you give up selfish desires? Will you put aside your ego? Will you lay down your need to always be right for the sake of covenant? Destiny demands those choices. Too many people ruin what is eternal because they cling to what is temporary. They choose pride over peace, comfort over commitment, ego over intimacy. And in doing so, they let go of someone who is meant to change their life forever. If this person is truly your destiny, it will not always feel easy. But it will always be worth the cost. Sacrifice also means learning to love beyond convenience. It means showing up when you are tired, forgiving when it hurts, serving when no one applauds, believing in them when they struggle to believe in themselves. That is what covenant looks like. That is how love mirrors the cross. Jesus did not love us when it was convenient. He loved us when it cost him everything. And if you are called to destiny, your love must reflect the same. Ask yourself, are you willing to lay something down to keep this bond alive? Are you willing to sacrifice temporary comfort for eternal connection? If the answer is yes, then you are walking in the footsteps of covenant love. This is not just romance. This is destiny, and you must not let go. Numbers, covenant is proven in pressure, not in comfort. Anyone can stay when the sun is shining, but destiny is revealed in the storm. If someone walks away when it gets hard, they were tied to your season, not your future. But if they remain when everything shakes, that bond carries the mark of God. Look at Ruth. She could have gone back to comfort, back to what was familiar, but she clung to Naomi, declaring, "Where you go, I will go." That was not convenience. That was covenant. And because she stayed through famine, through loss, through uncertainty, she stepped into destiny that outlived her lifetime. Pressure strips away pretense. It exposes motives. It reveals whether love was built on feelings or on faith. Covenant does not Quit when tested, it deepens. Destiny does not collapse under weight, it matures. Ask yourself, who still chooses you when choosing you costs them something? Who refuses to leave when leaving would be easier? That's where covenant lives, that's where destiny rests. So when pressure comes, do not fear it. Do not misinterpret struggle as failure. God uses pressure to prove what is real, to refine what is eternal, to anchor what cannot be shaken. If it is covenant, the storm will not destroy it, it will strengthen it. Number 7, destiny demands alignment. Not just attraction. Feelings may spark connection, but alignment keeps it alive. Two people can love each other deeply and still destroy what God intended if their lives are moving in opposite directions. Attraction might bring you together, but alignment is what carries you forward. Amos asked, "Can two walk together unless they agree?" That is not about liking the same music or having the same hobbies. It is about vision, values, and obedience to God. If one is chasing purpose and the other is chasing comfort, the bond will break under the pull. But when both are submitted to the same call, nothing can stop what God has joined. Alignment requires hard choices. It means you cannot cling to old habits if they threaten the covenant. You cannot run after selfish dreams if they pull you out of unity. It means asking not just, "Do I love them?" but "Are we building in the same direction?" Destiny couples sharpen each other, not sabotage each other. They push each other higher, not drag each other down. They protect each other's obedience, not distract from it. That is the power of alignment. It multiplies purpose. So ask yourself, does this connection make me more faithful or more distracted? Does it draw me closer to God's plan or pull me away from it? Love without alignment will drain you, but love with alignment will launch you. Destiny is not sustained by emotion alone, it is carried by agreement. Destiny is not casual, and covenant is not convenient. It costs you something: your pride, your comfort, your old ways. But what you gain is eternal, love that reflects the cross, relationships that outlast storms, bonds that carry you into the future God designed. So here's the challenge for you. Examine your connections. Are they built on convenience or on covenant? Check your heart. Are you willing to sacrifice selfishness for something bigger than yourself? Test alignment. Does this relationship push you closer to God's purpose, or does it pull you away? Choose growth over comfort. Don't run from the pressure. Let it refine what is real. If this resonated with you, don't just read, act on it. Share this with someone who needs to be reminded of what covenant love looks like. Comment and tell me which point hits you hardest. And if you're serious about walking in covenant and destiny, stay subscribed. I'll keep pouring truth that builds, challenges, and prepares you for what's ahead. Your destiny is too important to treat lightly. Protect it, nurture it, fight for it, because when God joins something, it's worth every sacrifice.